This is the second half of Bravo Filipino, and today we are interviewing pianist Victor Goldberg. As I was looking about your voluminous resume and awards, there are many and prestigious, and I'm sure they have opened up doors for you in playing to the great venues, the great halls.
Of course.
But how important are awards to you?
Well, they are important in some way because, as you said, they opened some doors and they exposed me to more people
Okay.
that are now fans. But in general, I don't play for awards. I play for the people, play for the audience. So it is my reward to see that I can touch their souls, and it's a great reward when after the concert somebody comes to me, and I see wet eyes. I see that he or she cried. This is really a great award.
You have touched that person.
And in fact, you were talking about the great halls. It's true that I performed in some big halls for very highly educated musically people. But on this tour in Asia, I stopped by Myanmar, and there I performed two main concerts, and I performed additional day just for in a school for orphans, for children. There are like 6,000 orphans,
Oh.
and many of them never heard classical music
Classical
before.
music. Okay.
Never in their life. And for me it was very touching because I'm dealing with music. It's my life. All my life I deal with this music, and when I can open their eyes to Mozart or to Tchaikovsky or to other great composers and great music, this is as touching for me.
Okay. How about the impressionist music? Is that particularly a good starting point in a concert, like the music of probably Debussy or Ravel? Or...
Well, certainly Debussy, along with Scriabin. He is the beginning of the modern music as we know it, and it's a very special composer, and it has its very prominent place in the piano repertoire. The particular piece that maybe we can air is called "What the West Wind Has Seen."
What the West Wind Has Seen.
And you will not find standard melodies there, but you will really find the description of the powerful wind, or maybe a storm in the ocean. And it's, as you said, it's very impressionistic music,
Yes.
really violent, virtuosic piece.
I think the impressionist composers really have such imagery of nature, no?
Of course, but it can be any kind of nature. It can be very, very soft and quiet, or it can be very turbulent, as this particular piece.
Okay. Well, why don't you introduce it?
This is the Debussy, one of his prelude. It is called "What the West Wind Has Seen."
What the West Wind Has Seen. Again with our featured artist, Victor Goldberg. A live recording. That was the music of Claude Debussy, What the West Wind Has Seen. Of course, coming from this CD album of our guest and featured artist, Victor Goldberg. I'm sure when you were young, there were some struggles. Probably from your family, did they really give you consent to be a classical performer right away?
Well, I don't have any musicians in my family, in fact.
Really? Okay.
My father was a mathematics scientist,
Mm-hmm.
and my mother is a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
They liked music, but it was not something very major in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, maybe their plans for me were for me to become a doctor or a lawyer, but in fact, since I started studying music at the age of 7, my teacher saw it from the beginning that I had some talent, and I know it from my mother that every time I came from school, we had a piano in one of our rooms. I immediately, without even taking my clothes off, just went to the piano. So on the one hand, it was my parents never thought that it would become my main career in life or my main path in life. On the other hand, I was never discouraged to pursue what I loved and where I felt my place was. You see, I consider that music is a gift given by God, and talent in general is a gift given by God, and when you should not go against it
Right.
just because of any other considerations. So that's why I got their support, and at the age of 13 I won my first competition, which also encouraged me and encouraged my parents to continue
Right.
with music, and this is how I ended up being a musician.
Right, because that's a big affirmation of
Of course.
what you're pursuing. No?
Well, you asked before about competitions. I think most important thing in the competition that it encourages you to continue. Sometimes people are scared from stage. I know that in my case, I always perform better on stage. Many times pianists perform very well when they are alone, but when they are on stage, they close themselves. But
Stage
I
fright,
feel
huh?
that the important thing in performance is to deliver the music to the audience. So you need really to open yourself, to open your soul to the audience. And of course, it's to some extent traumatic. How can you almost be naked on stage and exposed to so
Right.
many people? And but I think every serious artist, no matter how much they perform, they will always have this stage fright. And many times, you see, just as the audience doesn't know what will happen on stage, the same way the performer doesn't really know. And this is the beautiful thing about it, that it's all spontaneous, it's all happening right there. That's why, with all the respect to recordings, I don't think the live performance will ever die, because it's a very different experience.
Right.